white supremacy has been an issue for decades. The belief that the white race is superior to any and all other races has led to countless hate crimes throughout the history of America. White supremacy has roots that were planted as early as the 17th century, but through the years, the United States has been dominant in continuing the progress of white supremacist groups such as the KKK and neo-Nazis. Leland T. Sato says, throughout the history of the United States, race has been used by whites for legitimizing and creating difference, and social, economic, and political exclusion. The continued exclusion of all non-white races continued well into the 20th century, which led to the Civil Rights Movement beginning in 1954. Particularly African Americans were tired of being treated harshly and judged for something that they had no control over. No one can change their race or ethnicity. This built-up frustration resulted in the creation of violent and non-violent African American leaders, seeking either revenge or peace and equality. Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Andrew Goodman, and many other influential leaders represent different aspects of equal rights and helped fight against popular white supremacist groups. Though many believed that the race war had been defeated and that African Americans finally were rewarded with equality, all hope was lost when white nationalist riots broke out in Charlottesville in September of 2017. Charlottesville's city motto, "Diversity makes us stronger," was stepped on and disrespected. These disgusting acts just show how truly hateful and unwilling to change America still is. Once we really believed that the life for minority groups had finally gotten easier, the past 3 years have shown the greatest opposition. In Ferguson, Michael Brown. In New York City, Eric Gardner. Tamir Rice in Cleveland, and many others were killed by police officers who refused to be held accountable and have little motive for the use of deadly weapons on, coincidentally, all African American men. These seemingly racist acts created nationwide protests and demands for stronger protection. Police officers are meant to protect the public from truly dangerous people. The men whom I listed above were innocent of crime and were shot and killed simply because of the stereotype that all black men are criminals. I believe that racist policemen sparked a fire in white supremacy hate groups who believed that if these police officers could get away with killing black men who committed no crime, that they could do so as well. More recently, in February of 2017, KKK flyers have been circulating the internet and large neighborhoods, inviting people to meetings to begin riots. According to Police Department Chief Susan B. Norris, we are treating it as an exercise in free speech. No legal action can be taken unless these groups perform an actual crime. Otherwise, these hate groups are protected by the Constitution. President of the NAACP says that he finds this very alarming because he sees the similarities between now and when the Klan re-emerged in the 1920s after the Civil War. Though racism seems to be ever-growing in the United States, we are not the only country to experience this horrible reality. For years, countries like France and Great Britain have only contributed to these acts rather than standing against them and providing them with opposition. I believe that it is all too easy to hate. This has been shown through the history of the world with historical events such as World War II. Hitler discriminated against religion and countless died because of his agenda. A real, strong, and independent country would be willing to stand up to these honest crimes. A strong country would be the face of opposition. The President of the United States was all too quick to hold certain races accountable of terroristic acts and called Hispanics lazy. It is time to stop tiptoeing around this terribly hateful group and speak out against them. Show the world that it isn't right to hate someone just because. Hate is apparently still a part of American culture, and it seems to be universal to us. Whether we are against or supportive of these hateful groups, we still hold hatred close to us, and we will continue to be persistent on whichever side we stand for. For far too many incidents of crime fueled by racism have been recorded to be counted as simply coincidence. Since America was colonized, white men have only valued their own race above any other. A person is simply a person, regardless of the color of their skin. If we could step away from supremacy entirely, we would be able to see that we all have flaws, and none of them are due to the color of our skin, where we were raised, or our gender. We are all created equal, no matter how you decide to look at it. And until we realize this, our country will never know true peace. Thank you.